classic. If you know pocketbooks, you would know that that's a vintage Coach. No? Guess not? Do y'all not hold on to really good bags? I'll have you know, my daughter is now in her pocketbook phase, right? Do you don't know what vintage bags look like? Right, I know you do, but somebody made a comment clearly not knowing what they were talking about. I only use the ones with the fur. Those are the only ones that I kept. Everything else is gone. However, my daughter is now in her, hi Big Bang, so I hope everything's going all right. My daughter is now in her Coach phase, right? Thank you, Pandora. So she was looking for a specific bag. Hi, boy, mom, right? And I had that bag. Do you not have a daughter that wants you to hold on to things for her? Because that would be a little unfortunate. Yeah, so I don't know if that was supposed to be like a dig, but I keep pocketbooks. I thought that we discussed this. Sunglasses, pocketbooks, and handbags. Those are things that I spend money on. Right, exactly, Crazy Bee. I don't know where they thought they were going to get with that comment. But anyway, right, my daughter's grateful that I saved some of my good shit. You know? Weird. And I appreciate y'all. The only bags that I kept that were like Coach bags are the vintage ones with the fur. I have another one that has Shearling on it. Sorry, hate to disappoint, I guess. I don't fucking know. Right. It's, I don't know, people are fucking weird. Weird. Well, Mad Hatter, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about somebody that made a comment clearly. I guess they thought that they were going to hurt my feelings, but you have to be a little bit more bold than that, to be honest. Right. I don't keep all my bags. I don't. Hi. Oh, what? Hi, Erin. I am, I don't know if you check. So, right. I don't know. I would have been a little bit more creative, you know, but that's just me. So, thank you, Gigi, because you're right. I had a vintage, thank you, right? I had a vintage Coach that was my mother's, okay? And I gave that to my son has been with the same girl for a really long time. I love her. I love her. I haven't, I've gotten, because Louis Vuitton, the resale on them is much better. So I sold a bunch of my Louis years ago. Yes. What's the problem with that? Listen, if I feel like spending my money on expensive shit, I can do that. What up, Bird Dirt? I know that there's some confusion. So I'm here to kind of straighten some of that out. All right. Let's just be really clear here. All right. I don't know why people are continuing to say this. I don't care if people know that hi Stewie, that I covered Cape Coral. I don't care, right? Because the truth of it is, come December 10th, okay, there are some things that are gonna be found out, I guess, in courts, right? Hi. And that's kind of what we're all waiting for, right? So if you're on this app screaming about receipts, I have my receipts, but that kind of takes that away from y'all, right? You can't, like, how did you scam if I covered it? Yikes. Yikes, you know? Hi, Scribbles. Also, I don't know how I could say this. I think that after court, people are going to be really, thank you, Joni, people that are sitting over there, you know, y'all are going to be really surprised. You really are. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. But Right, I don't understand it. Hi, Wendy. I appreciate y'all. I know, and here's the thing, right? The truth of it is, nobody that donated is bitching. However, oh, I told you so's are gonna be rampant. I'll tell you that. And I haven't even seen it all. I haven't even seen it. What up, Chanel? I haven't even seen it all, but what I have seen is bad enough. It sure is. What I have seen is bad enough and leaves enough questions that people are well within their right asking where their money went over there. 100%. That concern is valid, and I can't say how I know. I can't say what is there because there's a court date, right? Why would anybody do that? Why would anybody get up on this bitch and give away the proof they have? Why would anybody do that? Nobody should do that. I know. I don't know what you mean. Consent is given when you live stream publicly. I appreciate you, Lynn. Thank you. But I'm kind of excited, to be honest. Because, yeah, but here's the thing. I may not be able to say exactly what you understand? But people that have been around for a while, they understand that I'll give breadcrumbs right here, there, everywhere. You know, I will always, and people are smart enough to put their pieces together, and I think that it all starts and ends with G sending things that she should not be sending to people, because then they fall into the right hands, if you will, and it's not going to go as well as they believe it will. So there's that. Sergeant Jackass, I appreciate y'all. They do, and it's really, I feel like good people are being attacked and called names, and people really, like, I'm just telling you, I have not seen anywhere. Now, granted, I just want to be clear. Hi, sweetest Candy. I haven't been looking, right? I haven't, but I've seen no one discuss what I know is marked as evidence. And I'll leave it at that. So, it's a little weird. Hi, Samantha. But those people have valid concerns. And that's really unfortunate. It really is. Because anybody that would, thank you, Mahalo, anybody that would do some shit like that with so many people watching, y'all need, like, mental evaluations. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need mental evaluations, because thinking that you're the smartest person in the room when you're not is a problem. Yeah, I know, and I understand. Listen, y'all, I understand that I'm good at that, right? I understand that, like, I'm really good. Like, I don't give a fuck. What up, Lucifer? I don't give a fuck what people say. I don't. Also, I know that there was some confusion about, if you go back a few months, right? What up, Beans? I said, ha, Squish? I said that there were things discussed on a live that I personally feel should have been kept off the internet, right? I understand, hi E Savage, I understand why that people are trying to dig that live up and recirculate it, because there's some denial going on over there. I understand why it's being done, right? I just wish that right. Thank you, JC. Thank you, Wendy. I wish that people censored it a little more. It should have never been put here in the first place. You know, and to deny that when there's footage is truly wild to me. I also listen. I am very grateful for the platform that I have. All right. That being said, I understand that people give me this platform, right? Meaning they support me. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I'll just get distracted. If people, a community of people supported you, I agree, and gave you money when you needed it in a specific situation, and then you curse at them, I don't give a fuck what she does. That is so crazy to me. That is crazy to me. These people supported you, and you just curse at them? Like, and you, what up, Irish? And you think that's okay? Come on. Come on. Listen. I don't know. Right, it blows my mind. I missed that, I'm sorry. Right, it just blows my mind, okay, how you spit in people's face like that. Blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'll never understand it. Hi, Scapegoat, how are you? I'll never understand it. But like, aren't you supposed to be better than that? I agree. Hold on, I agree. Public fundraising, public transparency, 110% across the board. Nobody is exempt from that. And it's going to be really unfortunate, if you're listening, it's going to be really unfortunate when you figure out the evidence on the 10th. Truth always comes out. Always. So, I'm glad it ain't me. I'll tell you that. Anyway, on to more important things. It blows my mind. Scruples, listen to me. It blows my mind. People have been around way too long to think that you're gonna hide some shit in a Discord server, right? Y'all should know better. You should know better. Well, I appreciate that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think that you're gonna be shocked. No. I don't think you're gonna be shocked. I think that people have their suspicions. What up, Monster? And they have every right to have them, right? Hi, Heather B. And do I think that people are going to be shocked? No, I don't think that people are going to be shocked. I think that people have an idea. Hi, Whiskey. But having that proof, whole different animal. Whole different animal. It's not going to go well. Yeah, it is a disappointment. It is a disappointment. 100% a disappointment. When I first found, sorry y'all. When I first found, when that whole interview thing and the homebody P3DO thing, right? When that all came out, what up, Ziggy? I supported Kaylee. She doesn't have to go to Ohio. She doesn't have to. She could choose not to go. I wouldn't advise it. But she could choose it. Hi, Court. I supported that. I don't want to say mission, but I believe that predators don't belong on these platforms, right? I wholeheartedly believe that. Now, I appreciate you, Court. when the first live happened, right? When that first live happened, I really thought, if y'all were here, you remember I did a live the next day, and I really thought I was wrong, right? And I could admit it. I really thought that once presented with the proof and this actual situation, right, that Kaylee would have made a better informed decision, because that is what I had seen her do up until that point. I wasn't around so long, right? Hi, Kim. But when it went the opposite direction, okay, that was just something I didn't want anything to do with at all. I removed all the tags on my YouTube and I kept it moving. It's unfortunate to me, hi Kelly, because, listen y'all, in the beginning of this entire situation, right, I really believed that things would go a different way, right? We are all individual. I appreciate you, Joni. We are all individual people. Every single one of us do things differently, okay? We all have different opinions, right? Things that we stand with and things that we don't, right? I feel, this is just my opinion, I feel like things could have been handled much differently, right? Now, hi, I did see your email. I think you might have tagged the wrong account because I don't have it. Hi, Cheryl. I really thought, thank you, I'm sorry. I've been, like, I'm normally terrible with the comments. It's even worse lately. Hi Trish. Yes, I think you got to take this account, because some of those accounts, like I just gave somebody one of my smaller accounts a week ago. But here's the thing, and if you could go back and watch that live, right? If you've been around a while, you understand that I have the outlook, when you know better, you do better, right? And I don't think that anybody is exempt from that. I can't even count how many times I've had to, hi Rebecca May, how are you? I can't even count the amount of times that I've had to personally apologize publicly for backing the wrong person. Do I watch them? I don't really eat bananas. I know that they're attempting that, Angela, right? Hi Rainbow. You didn't have to follow with that. I am. I don't think that anybody is exempt from that. Hi, Sour Skittles. And I've said this before, and I'll say this again, that if you're expecting to be right, I know you did, Melody, and you're good. If you're expecting to be a content creator, I say it all the time, we're human beings. We're expected to make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't know anybody else that's fucking perfect, right? But when you fuck up, I appreciate you, Rainbow. Hi, Lou. When you fuck up, addressing that fuck up is what builds your character, what shows people who you are, right? I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And typically, that's how you didn't have to, but I get it. I don't want to call them hate communities, but you know what I'm saying. Typically, that's how these communities form, right? Is you have a content creator that has taken part in a consistent pattern of behavior, right? And these people over here, all they really want is accountability. All they really want is for you to say, look, I fucked up, and I'm going to try to do better. That's it. See, I've had to publicly apologize. I don't even know how many times. I don't even know how many times in the 5 years, right? No, you weren't hated. And like, hi, Amber. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, I understand that they were going to be, look, I'm not talking about you. I'm just going to use you as an example, okay? Sorry, Melody. Izzy White, okay? When we started exposing Izzy White, all right, he had a group over there that fucking rode for him. Rode for him, all right? Attacked us for him. Generally, time winds up, like as time goes by, they start realizing, holy shit, these people over here were right. Hi, Billie Jean. They were right, and I was wrong. And time usually does show that, you know. Sometimes people figure it out on their own, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where they always wind up. Right here in my chat. Because as time goes on and they start to listen, that's why I don't block people on the other side. I don't do that because I know that, what is it? Oh, my coloring stuff. I don't do that because I understand that over time they will figure it out, and they do. I say it all the time. People are much more perceptive than people think they are. When we started exposing Izzy White, he had $250,000 in Cash App. You know, people talk about Slot a lot, right? Because she's really like the first person that got arrested for big time, like theft crimes. The only person I find, I've covered scammers for years. The only person that I could say is even in that category with her is Izzy White. I have a Hot Kick Rocks. I have a playlist about him on my YouTube channel. I really don't talk about him anymore because I don't see the point. He doesn't have the platform he did, but Valpal, they do. They winds up coming back. What up, Struggles? I hope you're doing all right. They winds up coming back and they apologize. He used to collect money on this app. I don't think he does it anymore, to be 100% like on the same page. He always gave me the ick. Always. I hated the way he spoke to women. And it was a problem. Yeah, he might be. He collected money under the guise of feeding the homeless. Right? Like a community that would tug on heartstrings. And he collected the money with his personal payment apps while he had I did cover her. She's got a playlist too. He was exploiting them, and they had no idea, y'all. They had no fucking idea how much money he was making on this here TikTok in their name. All right, because and here's where it came in. Bet, thank you. He had a wish list in his bio. All right, people would send gifts off the wish list. He had, when we started on him, I don't know about anymore because I haven't peeped in a while, and it's been like 2 years. He had a warehouse full of supplies that he probably could have fed those people for at least a year with. So why did you need the cash, right? It was super strange, right? Hi, Monster.
Hey, Villain. How are you? I don't know if you use your name anymore, so I'm going to call you that for TikTok.
It doesn't matter.
So, listen, I love your hair, by the way. I'm going to start there.
It's fun, right?
I just want to say, while all of these people are in here, there is a creator on here called Tatted Not Rob. I need you guys to put his hashtag in and look that up. He is talking about domestic violence, threatening to slap women in the face. It's pretty bad. So I know there's a lot of people in here. The only way that is going to be discussed.
Wait, he said he wanted to, what did he say?
Girl, do you not know?
Nope.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I'm going to get you the link. So
Okay.
Tatted Not Rob ended up being a very disgusting POS. It came across my desk, and with our platforms, I feel like it is imperative to get this out. What he said to the women is pretty bad, Villain, and I didn't mean to derail or
Yeah,
anything.
text it to me.
I will. It's really, really awful. Yeah, he did that weeks ago, but apparently it's new to a lot of people. So,
Oh, Monster, you just got hit.
uh,
Yeah, I don't keep up with a lot of it, y'all. So I don't. Hold on, I texted you, right? Yeah. Me too. No, I know who he is, y'all. I know who he is. That must be what. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with it. I feel, is that, I saw a clip, was it you, Scruples? It might have been Scruples, actually. Yeah, I don't think that's anything that should be said at all. That's bad. I don't stay in lives though, y'all. I don't, like, I popped into Feisties. I popped into Smokes. I don't stick around because I somehow always get roped into something that I really don't want a part of. But that's because that's what I would do too, to be honest. Right, I just don't want, I don't want people to take what I'm about to say and fucking twist it 7 ways to Sunday, okay? My bad, Monster. I meant to text you and I fucking forgot. I never knew him to talk like that. Right. Oh, I didn't. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I'm trying, but I can't get to it. I thought when you texted me, I thought that you was somebody else. Hold on. No, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. But I know that my DMs are so bad. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. Was it? I don't know, Sandra. I'm gonna have to go back and go through it all and hold on. I'm just gonna be like really honest here. My DMs are so bad, right, y'all? Right now. They're so bad. Right, I just steer clear. I don't, y'all, if y'all knew the amount of, no. I agree. Hold on. I agree. It shouldn't be said at all. Especially if they're, And I really don't distinguish, thank you. I really don't distinguish whether, like, I don't appreciate stuff like that, like, to my worst enemy. Like, don't talk about my worst enemy like that. I just don't agree with it. But that's, and I'm glad that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, we're all very different people that all do very different things. Oh. Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go into my bubble and let me go back to what I was talking about before that. Yeah, and here's the thing, y'all. Maybe I check in, like, my paid sub server. Maybe I check in there, like, once a week. I've been terrible at it. I try... Philly, what is I doing? I try to... I've been trying to get through my DMs, right? Last week, I was like, I'm going to do it on Thanksgiving. And then I open them and I get overwhelmed because I understand, thank you, I understand that a lot of it is going to be, thank you, Sissy, a lot of it is going to be situations that I'm not entering that arena. You know what I'm saying? And so I look at them and I'll tell myself, same, resin, same. There are very few people that I talk to on a personal level. I used to speak to people like diplomatically, you know, like I know people everywhere, all over TikTok. Hi, beautiful. I hope you're doing all right. And I've like, it's so much smaller now. Like I just, right. And scruples, trust me, I get it. Right. I'm retired from it. I don't, but there are people that get my energy and people that won't. And clearly, you know, I don't think that, why, I don't want to know. Let's go back. Let's go back. I don't know about Whitney. I don't know anything about it. I do. You're right. And I could sit here and say that I don't agree or support that behavior, but does that mean I have to be like all into it? No. I've said for 6 months, probably before I got hit. What up, JC? That I was taking things in a different direction. I meant it. And then I got hit by a car. So like, what up, Scoops? I don't have to get on this app. Right, same, Veda Slayer. Same. I don't even know what you mean. Right, I don't have to, and I won't. I won't. I could withdraw support. Right? What more can I do? I am really exhausted exerting energy into things, Pippi, that I can't change. I can't change it. So why on earth, right, thank you. Why on earth am I going to continue exerting that energy when I don't have to do things that way? I could go about it a completely, amen. I'm tired of it. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's like, I'm telling you, what up? I just, right, it's like I choose my battles better these days, you know? And there are people that I've spoken to privately that I didn't have the greatest relationship with, and I've just let it go because I don't want anything to do with it. I think that for a really long time, and y'all, and this started, right? When I retired in 2023, all right? If you would have told me in 2025 I was going to go backwards and go back to that, I would have told you were fucking crazy, okay? It starts with one situation. It starts with me addressing one situation, and then I am right back to where I didn't want to be. Exactly. And I just choose, like, I think that if I'm, like, I think that a lot of people have lost the plot. I really do. I think that, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think that people, especially people in my position, I'm always pulled in a million fucking directions, right? Because, and I think that that's another thing that people don't grasp if they're not in my position, right? Because I have connections all over the place, it's always, right, exactly. I know you are, you know what I mean though. Like, and I see it happen all the time. I think that, like, people get together, Period, Spada. I say it all the time. When people are having problems with like a friend group or something, I tell them, you stay true to who you are, and the rest will work itself out. And it does. It does. I promise you it does. What up, T-Rex? Things have a way of working themselves out. But as long as you stay true to who you are, the rest doesn't matter. And that goes for people that like post content or just people in comments. It is too much. And it's always something. Like, I'm tired, y'all. Like, I am so tired of like this thing, that thing, and trying to balance. What up, Tundra? I hope you're doing all right. What up, Cupcake? Trying to balance all of that, right? While simultaneously living my life. And right, it's so disruptive. It's so disruptive. And I really think that like over the summer, what up? Leading into like when C was removed and I got hit by a car, I was tired, y'all. Like I said it then and I will say it again, that it was the universe's way of telling me, sit the fuck down, because I don't rest. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It was that like a sign to slow down, because it was so draining, and like I felt like I was struggling finding a solution for an issue that was not my problem. That makes sense? Right, exactly. And that's how I feel about it. I've said it over and over. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I do. I no matter how minor that might be, I might not see the reason when it happens, but over time it becomes clear. And I agree with that too, Billy. And also I've learned that a lot of people don't really want the truth. You want me to repeat that? People might say that they want the truth, but they don't. They don't. And in my situation, right, it gets redundant, right? And they do. They do. And that's just a sad reality. But I commented this on Dog Digital's, thank you. I commented this on Dog Digital's video today. The only way it stops is if we stop it. As like a personal choice, right? The only way that we can control the situation, what up, Raven? The situations that we're in is if we don't engage with them. Same, Billie Jean, same. But and this is why, like, I go through these. I agree, Montana, I agree. Hi, not today. She's gonna have to be stopped. And I hope that consequences make a difference. I don't know. But if you're gonna get on this app and threaten people and yell like, well, let me back up, attempt to be like threatening, right? You can't do that while you did fundraising, right? And then you're asking people to buy birthday gifts and Christmas presents. Like, I don't, listen, y'all, the amount of emails that I have in my email of people that need help for Christmas is crazy, all right? It's crazy. Hi, Miss K. I decided, before, you're good. I decided before Thanksgiving, right? I wasn't going to fundraise for Thanksgiving. And then I got a bunch of emails, right? So I get to this place where I feel obligated, right? Because I do, I do help financially with my platform, right? And I thought I had everything planned out right, okay? I thought that I had every angle, it was perfect. All I had to do was make these deliveries and I got fucked, right? But when I finished it, I said I was gonna sit Christmas out. And let me explain why. Because Feisty had the wish list things going, right? Hi, Cool Breeze, and I know that our communities overlap, right? I figured she's got it, no big deal. I'll take care of it. I sent people to go over there, right? And I still have probably 15 emails, all right? I understand that this is a really difficult, thank you, Alexia. I understand that this is a really difficult year for a lot of people. I understand. But at the same time, I have to keep a boundary there. I can't always do it. Hi, Shay. I hope you're doing all right. And that's it. I can't. And on top of it, it just really upsets me at the entitlement over there. All right. Hi. When I'm reading from people, all right, and they are devastated that they cannot get their children Christmas presents, all right? And over there, it is never enough. It is never enough. There are people on this app that have full-time jobs, okay? Both mother and father, full-time jobs. And they are still fucking struggling. And they're still not getting on this bitch and asking people for fucking money. Gabby doesn't work because Gabby is fucking lazy. Point blank period. Alright? That's the only thing that stops her from working. And I said it before, hot beans, and I will say it again. I am of the mind, unless you have a serious disability that prevents you from working, then you shouldn't. But to get a wish list sold out and then add more items to that wish list is disgusting. It is disgusting. You know, the people that fucking support her, I bet they're financially struggling. And they fucking do it just to get some fucking attention from her. And it drives me insane. It drives me insane. This isn't the first year either. I've said it before and I will say it again. I have no problem with people coming to this app and asking for help once in a while, right? The pattern from over there is just gross. I know, it's gotten so long, right? And I know firsthand, the suffering that is going on in this community, all right? It really bothers me. It sure is. That over there, it's never enough. A normal person would be so fucking grateful, y'all. A normal person that got help once. Y'all have no idea the emails that I get of people. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Normal people are grateful. They don't fucking ask for more. And she just doesn't see it. Times are hard. Listen, so many people, right? I understand that. And I really, hi Kiki, I really wish that I could do more this year, but I can't. Physically, I can't. Thanksgiving was so draining, y'all. So I can't do it. And I understood that Gabby had the wish list. I tell people all the time, go over there. Right, I can't imagine a community helping. What up, Nosy One? Helping people or helping you with an unexpected expense and you just berating them. And I understand that. I understand. Hi, Pure Goddess. I understand that, y'all. And I think that I understand it because of the requests, right? But like, how is it never enough? It's like a bottomless pit. And this is just my opinion, all right? The more that people bail her out, the more she's gonna rely on those bailouts. And that's sad. That's sad. Because I cannot imagine being 34 years old and having to ask other people to purchase my kid's birthday presents or their fucking Christmas presents. Over and over. This is a repetitive behavior, y'all. And it makes me really sad. Hi, Melissa. I hope you're doing all right. Happy holidays. It makes me really sad that people continue to believe in her. It really, like Sissy, that situation that you got going on, right? Like, people are going to be spending what could be their last holidays this year with Lori Jones is the same way. You're absolutely right. With their loved ones, right? And I think that people really need to, they should. You're right. You're right. I help, if you think I just help on the internet and not in my real life, if you think I do a lot on the internet, what do you think I do in my real life? Right, and that too, like, and I understand, y'all, I understand. And unfortunately, it's only a matter of time, right? Hi, Black Duck, how are you? Thank you, Kiki. It's only a matter of time. And that's the truth of it. Because she's going to continue in these cycles until she can accept that she needs help. And she is the problem. Oh, that's terrible. And that's true. I get that, Passenger Princess. I understand that. And people around here, at least people that have been around me for a while, they know if people come to me and ask me for help all the time, right? If it is something that hi Sin, if it is something that I am going to help with, I vet them. And I understand that it is really, it's invasive, right? People in the chat, if I've helped them, they will tell you, I ask for proof. I'm sorry, Christina, I know, it's rough. Indigo, it's different in each situation. People send me medical stuff, right? But there is always some type of engagement there, right? There is always, I ask for proof. And I ask for proof, thank you. I ask for proof because I understand that this community likes to help people. But in that, they also trust me to do it the right way. They trust me to do the right thing with their money. Therefore, you want me to help you, you're gonna have to prove it to me. I don't know specifically, I'm sorry. And I understand that, right, it's the greed that bothers me, honestly. Well, that's true, right? I ask for proof because it's me. Let me back up a second. In situations that I'm asking other people for assistance with, right? Not my own, not what I do on my own, right? Hi. If it is a situation that I'm going to ask fundraise for, there is always proof behind that. I don't know. And it really does, it breaks my heart. Because nothing changes if nothing changes, right? And until, I appreciate you, Lynn, until she, that is so cute, until she accepts that she is the cause of so many of her problems, the cycles are going to continue. And there is nothing that any of us could do that will change that. You know, in recovery, right, they tell you you never know what's going to be the one thing to make someone open their eyes, right? Oh, you're good. This ain't that type of situation. Hi, Chris, I hope you're doing all right. This is not that type of situation. She can't, like, and it blows my mind, don't get me wrong, it blows my mind, but even in active addiction, I was super self-aware. East, how are you? I tried to text you. Even in active addiction, I was very self-aware, right? I knew that I was fucking up. You understand? I've never seen, what up? I've never seen people be so not self-aware. I've never seen it. I agree, Erica, and that's sad because I really don't think that anybody is a lost cause, right? There are people, why? What happened? There are people that thought that I was never going to get clean. There were people that thought that I was going to stay with a rig in my arm, right? Hi, Hello Kitty girl. It blows my mind. It really fucking blows my mind. I say it all the time. I remember when I thought that Miss Ashy Cat was the least self-aware person I had ever seen. And the internet was like, hold my beer, bitch. I got you. You know? Like, because it has just continued to get fucking worse. It has gotten worse as time has gone on. And it's crazy to me. Crazy. You used to be? Thank you, the watcher. I meant to text somebody and I don't remember what I was gonna. Well, I think that both. Narcissists aren't necessarily self-aware. Hi, grandbabies, how are you? Narcissists, there are a couple of self-aware narcissists on TikTok. And yeah, but that's not an excuse. I'm fucking spoiled, y'all. I've been spoiled my entire fucking life. I appreciate you, Ann. All right? I still don't expect people to give me shit like that. So, Stella, right, there's a very slim chance of a narcissist becoming self-aware, but it takes a lot of therapy, y'all. And then if they're self-aware enough, they can go through treatment and get better. But don't be scared. Don't be scared. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you. But getting to that point, okay? Right. And Riley, there is never going to be an excuse for child abuse. All right? Being in active addiction is not an excuse for child abuse and or neglect. All right? when I got clean and I did step work, all of those things had to be addressed. And I may not practice a traditional 12-step program anymore, but there are parts of that program that are integrated into my everyday life. That was one of the most important things that I had to do in order to get and stay clean, right? I had to go through those steps so that I could get shit out, right? And then rebuild my life. But if they're in listen, she is in denial about, and I get it, I was there too. I was in denial about being an addict because I got my pills from the doctor. I understand it, all right? Normal people do not divert medications. You want me to repeat that? Do you know what diverting means? Normal people take the medication as it's prescribed, all right? Addicts divert medication. Addicts abuse medication. If you are abusing a controlled substance, you're an addict. Normal people don't abuse it. Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. That's awesome. Right? And don't get me wrong, there's a very big difference between addiction and dependence. All right? Y'all not ready for that conversation. All right? You know how I feel about that one. You know? There are people that are not addicts that can take medication. That's awesome. Congratulations. Responsibly. My heart really breaks for chronic pain patients because I know that they're struggling. I know that there are people that aren't, stay with me, all right? There are people that are not and have never been addicts but deal with chronic pain situations, and the opiate epidemic made it hard for them to get medicated. It's super unfortunate. It really is. I know it's tough. I see it. I see videos about it a lot, and I really wish that we could do better. I don't know. There's another thing, right? I don't know what the answer is, y'all. I really don't. But it's something that we should be able to help, because I don't think pain is like considered a vital sign, right? Right? I know it is, y'all. And I feel for people like that. Hi, sunshine. It makes me really sad. So the Watcher, same. I'm terrified that like I've had surgeries and I didn't take. One time I had a kidney stone, and I tried so hard, y'all. I tried so hard. It sure is. Everybody, I'm proud of everybody in here with Clean Time. Don't let nobody dim that. I was dying, and they were giving me Toradol, and it wasn't doing anything, and I was dying, right? Oh my God, I get them all the time. I get them. I normally have a stent in now. 19 years is awesome. And they gave me, it got to a point where, so the Toradol, they would like give me Toradol and Motrin, and there was a window, a very small window where the overlap worked, right? I'm so glad everybody in here has Clean Time. I love that. I agree. And I don't, however, if it works for you, do it. That's the best thing that I've learned. They gave me a, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Pause the chat. What are you talking about? Who threatened to rape children? Like, what? Are y'all okay? Where did did that even come from? G and A. What? There is proof of what? I'm confused, y'all. Yeah, remember? Mac did that years ago. Hold on, I'm sorry. I don't know. I was like, I'm all the way over here and... Hold on, I'm sorry. Sassy girl. I'm trying to figure out what they're even talking about. Telling you, Bride of Chucky. 83 is amazing. Right. Like, I don't even know. Oh, okay. Like, where would that even come from? Right. Like, what? Yeah. It's all over. I don't know what all over means. Outer space. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I don't think that you're in the right chat. He is in prison, yes. Yeah, y'all can take care of it. Yeah, definitely the wrong chat. Right, I don't even know, like, what? Thank you. I like, where would you ever get the amount of advocacy work that I do regarding children? You think that, come on. Come on. What the actual fuck? Yeah, I'm not worried about him. He is in prison. And even him, like, I'm not going to get into that history here. Hold on, y'all. Let me correct this. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to go back to, oh, thank you, Alexia, for bringing me back. I was at a rehab, I want to say maybe a month, right? When I was in an emergency room in West Palm Beach. And when I tell you, y'all, listen to me, all right? Listen to me. What up, Lisbeth? You see this vein right here? All right? Nobody misses that vein, okay? Nobody, all right? They couldn't get me. I was mind blown, right? Hi, Riz. They winds up giving me, I was just started dating John, okay? And I was not an IV user at that point in time. They gave me a shot of Dilaudid, all right? And I was like, what the fuck is this feeling? I did not like it. Trigger warning, I did not like the feeling that I was like, what the fuck is this? Hi, G-Cell. John was an IV user then, and he had to leave the room. He was like, I can't watch it. Hi, Tina. And that was the only time that I took pain meds, and I've had kidney stones probably 3-4 times since then. I had all my teeth pulled, didn't take more than a Motrin. I don't do it. And I think that I don't do it because of the fear of dependency. I appreciate you, Riley. Hi, always happy. Leading me to addiction. When my mother was dying, right? Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm sorry. When my mother was dying, I don't really have anxiety, you know, like as a thing daily, you know, like I had anxiety tied to trauma, but once I did EMDR, it didn't affect me, right? When my mother was dying, I was filled with so much anxiety all the time, okay? I went to my doctor and I told them I think I might need an anxiety medication, maybe just until, right, like after she passes. That way I could kind of slow myself down. And it was not narcotic. Buspar. It was like a fucking Tic Tac. It did nothing. That happens though, Tracy. That happens. When I first got diagnosed with like my back problems, the doctor didn't even try to start me lightly. Straight to Oxy 30s. I appreciate straight. Like, there was no, because that was the time. I'm telling you, right? It was like, I never had anxiety like that. And I'll be honest, y'all, I was on head meds for a lot of my life. After EMDR, I didn't need them. Same. The amount of medications that I was getting would blow your minds. It would blow your mind. And multiple different doctors just giving me. Like, it was crazy. But, right, they just literally threw them at literally. Things have changed a lot, but back then. But I haven't even taken, like, and that's why I swear by EMDR. I swear by it. It is one of the biggest things that, it is one of the biggest things that were crucial to me healing, you know, but I've taken them all of them. And I know that things are a little bit easier now where you can, like, you could get a test done and the doctor can see which would work better for you. But I was on meds for years. I actually found, hi Manny, I actually found the documentation from when I tried to, right? I found it recently and I was like, holy fucking shit. Because I had no idea I still had that documentation. And I was like, wow, it was crazy to see it all these years later. Yeah, right. Right? It was better? Oh, they're not always accurate. What? I don't even know who the fuck you are. Y'all are weird. No. Beautiful, because I just recently went through, like, all my shit from, like, moving, you know? And there were things that I kept out because I needed to put it here or there, you know? Like, I found a bunch of my mom's stuff. Like, things that other people wanted of my mom's stuff. So I thought that I kept it here, but I guess not. But it was crazy. People are wild, yo. I'm telling you, they just want me to partake in drama. It's like all they want in life. And I refuse to do it. I don't know, does anybody, there's somebody, I know, somebody's mad, stay mad. The girl that said she lived in Westerly, are you here? Right, and like, listen, y'all, I really don't do boxes because I try to ignore a lot of people's shit. Is she here? Because I just found, yeah, she lived on Staten Island, and she knew yes, I took that away a while ago. No, people are just being weird. There's a psychic on Staten Island. Her name is Marty. She is amazing. All right. I saw her a couple of times. Her son. Oh, really? That's where I lived. Her son is Lord Michael. If you know anything about, like, club music, he brought, like, listen to me. She's got she has a waiting list, but I just found she writes everything, like, as she's reading, you know? And let me tell you something, a lot of this stuff didn't make sense at the time, but it fucking does now. And that was crazy to go through it and be like, holy fucking shit. But she's amazing. No, it's Marty. Marty is her name. I don't know if she reads anymore. I actually had an appointment with her, and she rounds up getting, I think it was a brain bleed. It was really bad. So she canceled my appointment, and we were supposed to, like, I was supposed to reschedule, and I never did. But she works with, like, the police. She's fucking amazing. Hi, Laura. Were you the one that lives on Staten Island at New Silvestro's? She lives on Manor Road. Psychic reading. She's amazing. She's probably, hi Thailand, she's probably the best I've seen psychic mediums probably my entire life. She was amazing. She was the best one I'd ever seen. What's the date on this? 6/8/99. 6/8/99. I don't even know who you are. I don't know why you think that you're gonna come in here and demand a box. It's weird. 6/8/99 is the day that I was released. Oh, really? Can you DM that to me? Well, don't DM it to me. Can you email it to me? Yeah, I don't even know what these people are talking about. Somebody has too much fucking time on their hands. Email queenofbeanbands3.0@gmail.com. They saw it. But even that, I'm trying, y'all. My email is also really full. I'll do it when I end. I hope everybody has a good day. Oh, wow. My phone was blowing up, huh? I guess I'll deal with that when I get off. I hope everybody has a good day. I know it's gotten so long, right, Kelly? It's crazy. Isn't it crazy? When my on this day comes up, this time 2 years ago, my head was completely shaved and like pink, fluorescent pink. It's crazy. And I feel like it went by so fucking fast. It's crazy. Crazy. It's Cassidy. Hold on. I'll go back. I got it. Hi, Love and Life. How are you? I'm about to end. I'll post the replay when I get it. I know. It's crazy. I used to have really long, like down to my ass hair, and I shaved it. And it's just growing back. I got it. I wrote it down. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm going to go see about that. I hope everybody has a good day. All right? Don't be a piece of shit today. I don't even know what you're talking... And on what? What are you talking about? Are you okay? Like, what the fuck is wrong with some of y'all? Honestly. Fuck. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good day. Try not to be a piece of shit today. I know that some of y'all really struggle with that. Y'all just hold tight. I think that people are gonna really enjoy after court when everything is out there. And if you're sitting over there, you really have no idea the things marked evidence, and I haven't seen it all, but the things that I've seen, they don't look good. All right, I'll see y'all soon. I'll see